Hi everyone. What I wanted to talk about in this video is responding and managing when your pain goes out of control. It's the situation that I was in, for the last 10 days of May. And it's a very unpleasant experience. So there's a few things that I can share with you that are worth your while carrying forward. The first is talking about getting your pain back under control and what the next step would be for you with your prescribing doctor that manages your pain medication. So what I mean by this is when pain gets out of control, it's like a dog chasing its tail. The normal dose of pain isn't likely to catch up, at least not initially from my experience. And finding out what you could do for breakthrough pain that would help the scenario. So one approach would be using an anti-inflammatory cream if there's a specific area in your body, like a hip or a knee, if that's the cause of the pain. There are also a number of oral medications, but knowing if you could use a little bit more, what that little bit more is, and I would even go as far as to writing it down so you're not relying on memory when you're in that situation and your pain has just spiraled out of control. The next part to this would be considering asking for an assessment now with a pain clinic, so that there's some other ideas that go along with managing your situation. So what I mean by this is similar to the toys that were in the cereal when I was young, where one had a red lens and one had a blue lens, and you were seeing in 3D. The perspective that a pain clinic would take compared to an orthopedic clinic looks at you in a different lens, and their approach to whatever's wrong may be different than what a orthopedic surgeon would take. Where an orthopedic surgeon specializes in surgeries, the pain doctors would know and have lots of training to do with managing pain, and they would be someone to have as part of your team. It may not be something that you use all the time, but that they're there in the background, and when you need an appointment, and if things are starting to spiral out of control, having an appointment with them, or a follow-up appointment, maybe 2 or 3, to get your pain back stable again, would be very valuable use of time. And as I've done in different videos, I'm not above doing what I've said in the videos and have tried myself. Like, I was at a pain clinic on Monday, and I wanted to share that the staff there wanted to help and were caring. Any of them didn't seem rushed, and it was just a different atmosphere than when I've been in the orthopedic clinic, where it felt more like get them in and get them out, where this didn't seem near as assembly lined, and there was a lot more attention given to me, what's been done so far, and then figuring out what that next piece is. So I think there's some merit in getting a pain clinic team involved in your care, even if it's more of a meet and greet, and then going back to them when things start to slip well, the primary prescription of medication comes from a family doctor or some other doctor, they make recommendations to that doctor to keep the process smooth for you. And it's worth also, if your pain's starting to slip out of control, it's worth you keeping a type of journal that would talk about the key things like what you're doing, what effect it's had on your pain, and the effect it's had on your quality of life. And looking back over it over 5 or 6 days, so that you get a chance to really see if you're causing the pain, or if the activities that you're trying to engage in require a bit more pain control, or looking back, if there's a different way to space out what you're doing, like splitting chores between a morning, an afternoon, and an evening stint. And some of it becomes lifestyle decisions that are made out of necessity because of pain. I think there's some merit in saying to be open-minded if there might be a different way of controlling the pain that you experience. So in other words, if what you're using right now isn't working, I would suggest that you not have a death grip on it and be willing to try something different, and letting an expert recommend what that difference is. Because if someone makes a change to your pain control, you're easily able to justify a follow-up appointment to get back with them, and any little tweaks that need to be made. I did want to speak a minute about taking care of your overall health in that situation. So if your pain's spiraling out of control, figuring out in advance what you're going to do for your meals and social engagement, so that you're still a whole person and it's not just pain. I understand if pain is taking a lot out of you and you need rests between it, but the other side of this is not shutting yourself off from the world and withdrawing and becoming a shell where you're not living your life anymore. So in other words, the pain control is a means to an end. And I do think that there's value in this. I understand when the pain's out of control, it gets very difficult to function. But moving on and onward with life gets to be so important in these situations, that you're not sort of stuck and then it's not depleting your energy and leaving you very vulnerable and exhausted, like you've just completed a multi-day marathon. Anyway, those were sort of my thoughts from the past few weeks that I could share with someone else to help them if they found themselves in the same situation I've been working through. I hope each of you are doing well. Thanks for this time that you spent with me today. Bye for now.